You know, when electronic gearing came out, initially it was a bit of a nightmare. Obviously getting used to the system and understanding the system, and it was a lot of extra work because you know we had to get to learn how the system operates and understand where, if we had problems, how to resolve the problems quickly. But now, you know, I've spent a few years now with the electronic system. There's no better group set on the market, I'm sorry. Why I say that is you've got the automatic gear shifting in the front derailleur that always trims your gears, so your gears always stay in line. You've got a very strong motor that shifts your chain up and down on the front. And also what I like about this system is, as Shimano developed the system, they send us software updates. And yeah, it's my daughter, she's joining me now. She never gets to spend time with her dad. I'm always traveling. Hey, you've got your own bicycle. And what I like about this system is that you know, you can plug it into the computer and you can do software updates on it. And that's what I find, that's what I love about it. So as Shimano develop and they grow, you know, they can fix small little bugs by just sending us a software update, similar to your phone or to apps that you have on your phone. So, no, I think the system's proved itself. It works, it's reliable, it's light. I mean, on a charge on your battery, on a single charge on your battery, you can do up to 2,000 kilometers. It's a hell of a lot. It's not a lot of maintenance that you need. You don't have gear cables becoming rusty and you need to take it to a bike shop and then for them to now change your gear cables. It's all electronic, it's all internal. It makes the bike look neater. No, I love it. I think it's brilliant. It's super frustrating because I've been to a few bike doping controls with Chris's bike. We have to take off the cranks and they look with a camera inside the bottom bracket, and if you take the seat post out and so forth, and they check for motors and so forth, and spin the hubs and look for devices in there. Yeah, there are motors out there and people have been using them. But more on the amateur level, not on the pro. You know, you had World Tour status, now World Tour level. For a team to get caught with one of these is so damaging to the team itself. It's not just for the rider that will be punished, but it's in general the team. And I think that's where people don't realize it could shut a team down. So not many people, I think, would actually do something like that. They'd be really stupid to do it. Yeah, the technology's out there for sure. And I've heard of, people have told me of amateur races where people are using this technology and they've won races because of it. You know, they'll come past and this motor would actually be making a noise and they would win this race. But because they wouldn't test for the bikes afterwards, because their level obviously is not as high as what the level we work at. So I think at the end of the day, if you can't win a bike race with your legs, then you shouldn't be there in the first place. I just think that the way they do the testing is not correct, because they normally only do the testing on mountaintop finishes. But they never thought about if somebody had to use the motor on the flat stages, save the rider's legs, take the motor out on the mountaintop stage, because that's the only time they're going to check. The guy arrives on the mountaintop fresh with fresh legs. You know, so I think the system needs a lot of improvement. Or the dope control needs a lot of improvement. I think they should have a better system where you just walk your bike through as you finish and it scans the bike automatically for any motors. And I think for me that would be a better system. A really good question. Okay, so the legal weight is 6.8 kilograms. In the past, it was always, like I remember when Bradley Wiggins won the Tour, it was a mission for me to get his bike down to 6.8 kilograms to the legal weight, because his bike was too heavy. And eventually I think we used Tune wheels. Tune wheels are super, super light wheels, and I got his bike to 6.8 kilograms by using these wheels. Now with the new Pinarello, with the F8, the bike is so light that I have to add weight to the bike. So with Chris's bike, I have to add weight on a regular, or every race that he does, or it depends on the wheels he chooses. So if Chris was to ride the Shimano C24 wheels, I have to add weight to the bike. And the only place I can add weight to the bike is on the bottom bracket. So if you take out the crank, in the axle of the Shimano crank, there's enough space for me to put fishing weights. So I buy these round fishing weights at the local pawn shop here in Pretoria, and yeah, this is what I use in these bikes. So nothing sophisticated, nothing very technical. So basically I just put the weights into a glove and I put them into the bottom bracket so it doesn't move around, and yeah, and then just get his bike to the legal limit. That's if he goes to C24 wheels. So it's in his benefit to ride the Shimano C50 wheels because it's a really aero wheel, super fast wheel, and with this wheel his bike is just above the legal limit. But the thing for the riders is they say the sensation feels different. So with the climbing wheels, it just feels, the bike feels more responsive and lighter for them, and that's why I think it could be a little bit more of a mental thing. That's why they still use the C24 wheels, but technically they should actually be using the aero wheels because you know with every mountaintop top there's always a downhill, so that's where the aero and in the valleys they could always use aero wheels there. So I think it's just schooling the riders and giving them time to adapt, to realize that the bikes are light enough now that you can use aero wheels. You'll see a lot of the teams now are just using the deep section wheels all the time on the climbs and so forth. I know Quintana does, but his bike is also super light. So you can only add, like we had a problem with Richie Port, his bike was so light that I was shoving weight in everywhere that I couldn't put in any more weights. His bike was just too light. So he had to ride deep section wheels, like Shimano C35 wheels because they're a little bit heavier. He couldn't ride the C24 because his bike would just go under the legal limit. I think it's harder to get a bike up to the legal limit than what it is to actually drop the weight limit of a bike. So, to bring a bike's weight down, you can change the wheels, you can change the handlebars, you can change the lighter stem, you can change the bolts. So it's easy to bring the weight down. But to put on weight, because like the weight that you're adding is actually affecting the performance of the bike. So you've got to put the weight as low as possible on the bike, and the lowest part on the bike is actually only at the bottom bracket. That's the lowest I can actually fit the weight. Start off with they start with a plan. They have a meeting on the bus and they start off with a plan, but not everything always goes to plan. So you need to adapt, and that's where the director needs to have a lot of racing experience. There's a lot of communication going on between the Team Sky bus and our director and to the riders. A lot of communication going, basically a three-way communication. A lot of calls is right then and there. You need to make a decision. And it's difficult, but what I like about Chris, now and I know I can't really say this on the camera, but when the shit hits the fan, Chris is really calm under pressure. So, and it really calms everybody down. So everybody is in the car is stressed, the teammates are screaming at each other, yelling on the radio. It's because people don't understand how insane it is actually being in the race. You see on television it all looks great, but you don't hear the radio communication. If you actually heard that, you'll understand how much stress is going on in the race. And Chris is always on the radio like, guys, fantastic, great job, don't worry, let them go, we'll catch them now. He calms them down. That's where I find he's extremely mature. He's a proper leader. I know people remember Chris as being in Konica Minolta, and they don't understand the level that he's operating at. And to achieve what he has, you have to be a good leader, or a great leader, I should say, and that's exactly what he is. He's a great leader. And I mean, there's been instances where he's been the only rider in the elite group in the front. All his team has dropped, and he'd come back to the car and say, "Where's my team?" Yeah, sorry, they're maybe 5 minutes behind us. And and we'll feed him, and he'll be calm. Normal circumstances, a guy would be stressing and like, I need my team, and Chris is super calm, under really stressful scenarios. And I think that's what you need. I've got a really great director sportif, Nicolas Portal, French guy, super calm under pressure. Even when you got Sir Dave Brailsford in the car and he's getting stressed, it's important that we stay calm because it calms the riders down. I mean, I'd love to actually put a live camera in the car daily just to see what goes on. That people really understand how insane it is and all the communication that goes on. But But yeah, we've pulled it off 3 times now. The first time we had Sean Yates with us, a really experienced director. Now this guy would tell you exactly what's going to happen in that race. He knew the route so well, for so many, because he's raced Tour de France. He's been up there. He's been one of the top pros in the world. He's got this racing knack, and he would say, okay, today about 40 guys will go in the break, and you know what, 38 guys will go in the breakaway. That's how close he is. And you'd say, okay, at this point in the race, we're going to let Bossenhagen pace, and then at this point, we're going to let Eisel do the work, and this point and this point. And true as nuts, we'd bring it back just like he said. So he could actually read a race to the final kilometer. But yeah, we don't have him with us now, but we have Nicolas Portal, so things are done a little bit differently. But we still have the same outcome.